in a little bit, but I'm going to have Celeste start us off. And I want you to really be listening for not only how she figured out what strategy she used, but I want you to really listen to how she's explaining it. Because a lot of times when we say, well, it just makes sense, that's not clear for whoever we're talking with. So I want you to listen to what her clues were, and then also how she named that strategy to match that, her thinking. So Celeste, can you share, how did you find taunted? What did you think taunted meant?
I thought taunted meant please because in the text it said all the other birds laughed and laughed at her. They all joined in and birds all a feather flocked together.
Okay, so they all joined in, they were laughing at her were her clues. So what strategy was that, Celeste? Yeah, really thinking of what's happening in that situation, right? Celeste, what did you think flock meant?
I thought flock meant group because everything got knowledge. And when I used my background knowledge, I thought of when I think I was little and I was reading a book. In a book, and it said birds fly in a flock together.
Good. So notice, you guys, she didn't just say I've heard that word before. She said I heard that word, and it was in where?
In a book.
But what did that book say? So we can't just say, well, I read it in a book somewhere. What was going on in that book?
It said birds fly in a flock together.
Good. So what strategy was that, Celeste? Yeah, where you heard that word. Not only heard it, though, but you cannot remember where was the situation, or what was happening when I heard that. Okay? So when you share, you guys, I want you to share not only what did you think that word meant, but how did you think about that? What was going on? What were your clues? And then make sure your strategy matches. I did see a couple people here whose strategy had a great strategy, but didn't quite name it correctly or match that. So I want you to be listening to your partners for that too as well and saying, you know what, actually that strategy wasn't background knowledge. That was actually context clues. Listen for that with your partners, okay? So we're going to do back-to-back, face-to-face. So please bring you guys your text and your sheet. You don't need your pencil, because I want you to share what you're thinking. So I need 11 people to come up to the front, and you guys are going to be facing front. So can I have Raja, Alexis, Cairo, Phoebe, Celeste, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Diana, 11. Can you guys all face the door to front?
You got like
You got it in a test?
Yeah, bring your text. You can explain your thinking.
What are you in there?
Spread on out, guys. Spread on out. All the way down.
It's okay. Grab your text.
All right, can I have everybody else? You are going to go ahead and go stand back to back to somebody. You're ready to go for your question. Back to back. Find a partner.
Oh,
Back to back.
Giovanni, right here.
Oh, you're good. All right. Back to back, guys. All right. You are going to share, don't turn yet, just get your thinking ready. You're going to share, what do you think peculiar meant, and how did you know that? So just think, what do you think peculiar meant? Take a look down your paper, remind yourself what you did. All right. Face to face, what do you think peculiar meant? How did you get there? Alright, bum-ba-dum-bum. Alright, you are going to move just one person. So the row on this side, on my side, you're going to move one person to the right, and you're going to see if you can maybe find a different strategy. If somebody found a different clue or maybe a different strategy. So Giovanni on the end, you're going to come down this way, and everybody else, back row, you're just going to stay where you are. Everybody else, scoot down one person, back to back. Back to back. Face to face. Urban and Giovanni. Alright. Face to face. See if somebody tells it a different way than you. Think about it a little bit differently. Face to face. Alright, you guys, can you please just go ahead and find a seat in the meeting area? In the meeting area, please just put your text down in front of you.
With your work too?
No, just have a seat. So last week we met you guys. I heard a lot of people say, well, I used the word box, I looked it up, I found it in the definition in the text. What were some strategies you used or some strategies you heard from your crewmates today? What were some strategies that were really common today? Andre? Context clues are, yeah, a lot of people were using those a lot today. What else did you hear a lot today? Leslie? Yeah, a lot of background knowledge too. So why do you think, you guys, why is it important as a reader to have more than one strategy? Why can't we just get really good at one thing? Why do you think it might be helpful to have a variety of strategies as a reader? Why do you need to do that? Instead of just getting really good at just one way to do things. Turn and talk to a neighbor. Why do you think that's important?
Do you want to go first?
What do you think, Jose?
Alright. Bum-ba-dum-bum. Okay, why do you think it might be important, you guys, to have more than one strategy or have a lot of different strategies? Why is that helpful as a reader? Cynthia?
Because you're gonna get stuck, and with that strategy, it might not work, so you need other strategies.
Yeah, it might not work. If you
And
don't,
also,
go ahead.
really, a Lego working out.
Well, it's kind of like us, right? We have to get stronger at those. And even if we start down, the more we work out, the stronger we get. So what would happen, you guys? Why is it important as a reader to stop and figure out words we don't know? What would happen to our understandings as a reader? If we're reading a text and we have all these words we don't know and we just skip over them, how would that impact you as a reader? When you're reading, if you don't understand the words, why might that be a problem? Isaac? How? What would go on if I couldn't understand the words, you guys? When I'm reading a text, I'm reading a story or an article, and I have all these words I don't understand, I just skip over them. What might happen? What might happen to my understandings of that text? Raja?
What might happen, like you might get lost and you don't know what the word is about.
Exactly, you guys. So understanding the unknown words and really figuring out what they mean, not only is it kind of having more strategies, it makes it easier so you don't get stuck as often, it also helps you understand that text better. Because if you don't understand what the words mean, sometimes we lose that meaning too. Alright? So really important skill, you guys, and a great skill to practice in your independent reading books too. If you get to a word and you don't know it, and you're confused, stop. Maybe find a strategy. How could you figure that out? Okay? So nice job, you guys, today. We are going to come back to these texts, so please make sure you put them in your reading folders.